Welcome to Northern Ireland. Our beloved country at times has been overlooked by tourists, but just one look, just one visit, and you realise it was never overlooked by God. Now in Downpatrick, County Down, in the heart of this stunning and spectacular scenery, in a part of Ireland known as St. Patrick's Country, comes something just as breathtaking, a mission and a message to bring people together. It is the mission of St. Patrick himself. Within a mile of the St. Patrick Centre is the first church in Ireland at Saul, the first healing wells at Struel, and Inch Abbey, where the legend of the snakes was written. Patrick started his mission to Ireland here. He preached here, he lived here, and today he rests here. His grave overlooks the St. Patrick Centre, the world's only museum dedicated to the man and his message.
The mission of the St. Patrick Centre is to bring people from all faiths and traditions in this part of the island together to celebrate their common Christian heritage. That is to celebrate Patrick. What better role model for Northern Ireland than someone from Britain who became the patron saint of Ireland. St. Patrick is celebrated by over 6 million people around the world every year. But what people are actually celebrating is the history and the heritage of County Down particularly, and that part of Ireland that we call St. Patrick's Country.
The Centre is a non-profit organisation located in the medieval town of Downpatrick, beside Patrick's grave, in the shadow of the Mourne Mountains, some 2 hours north of Dublin and 40 minutes south of Belfast. We accomplish our mission through a variety of programmes, including Friends of St. Patrick chapters across the United States, a Young Ambassador programme which brings America's best and brightest to Northern Ireland, and an education programme at the centre itself, providing opportunities for children and young adults from many countries and many religions to learn about St. Patrick.
Well, the goal of the education work that we do here at the Centre would be to explain the story and legacy and history of St. Patrick to a diverse range of school and youth groups. A lot of people maybe know St. Patrick for the celebration of St. Patrick's Day and the shamrocks and the colour green and all of that, but they maybe don't understand the actual some of what they know is myth, and there's history to be told, but also how St. Patrick has meaning for today.
Our Friends of St. Patrick programme was introduced at the Centre in Downpatrick. Chapters enjoy a personal link with the people of St. Patrick's Country and Northern Ireland through lectures and visits by the Centre staff. And they have a base in Ireland at the St. Patrick Centre when they visit. Members receive a Friends Journal twice a year, get invited to chapter events, and enjoy a number of membership options with especially designed pin badges. Friends aspire to continue the legacy and dignity of St. Patrick and his voice of reconciliation and charity within their own communities. Chapters are now spreading across the United States, including Milwaukee, Wisconsin, one of the first Friends chapters in America.
I think as an Irishman, whether you're Protestant or Catholic, you really have an interest in St. Patrick. He kind of transcends across both communities.
Northern Ireland has always participated in the festival, but we've kind of done so at a distance in terms of all the troubles and things that have gone on in Northern Ireland. It's not been an opportunity for us to really reach out. I think the time has come.
It's the next step that we take after promoting the culture and the heritage, enjoying the music, the arts, the theater, I think, is to go back and focus on what can we do to help promote the real mission of St. Patrick.
The St. Patrick Centre's Young Ambassador programme is designed to promote a greater understanding of the shared cultural heritage of Northern Ireland. These ambassadors live and study here for several weeks as they explore various aspects of the Northern Ireland culture. These young men and women are young ambassadors for life, They return home to share their experience and St. Patrick's message with their community.
People forget about Northern Ireland. It's not even that it's dangerous anymore. People a lot of people I know didn't really think of it as a dangerous place, but they just forget that it's even here. It's not something people think of when they're going to go plan their holiday. It's fantastic.
It's been almost shocking to see how friendly everyone was and how welcoming they all were and how beautiful this land is. So it was amazing.
I worked with professors at Queen's University. I'm interested in urban studies and urban development, and I've been reading about Belfast, that there's sort of a creation of two different cities in economic classes, not necessarily in a sectarian divide.
I am looking at arts and cultural policy in Northern Ireland, particularly through the Irish language, mostly in theatre and film. The BBC actually is really involved in new Irish language programming on the radio as well as on TV. So I've been working with them and learning more about the kinds of programs that they put together.
Meeting the president was absolutely amazing. She was so real and personable.
Oh, that was absolutely wonderful. I was kind of a little nervous going in, like, oh my gosh, we're meeting the president of Ireland, but she was welcoming.
That was so exciting. I've never met such a charismatic person. She seemed just very sincere, and it's really neat to have that opportunity.
The day we went to Stormont was absolutely amazing. We got to meet Peter Robinson and Martin McGuinness. It was very interesting to meet them together. We got to tour Stormont and sit, and they chatted with us for a little while, and we got to take some pictures with them. And it was amazing to see what Parliament is like here.
When I go home and tell people about Northern Ireland, I'm going to really have a difficult time finding words to describe everything we've done.
It's been absolutely amazing. We've done so much and learned so much from the Ulster Scots.
Everyone we've met here was extremely nice and friendly. Never once felt, out of place. Everyone was always very welcoming.
They talk about how St. Patrick was from England and became the patron saint of Ireland, and I think that's really kind of mirrored in what we were doing this whole time. We're out in the two different communities, but we'd come back and talk about what we were doing, and it's almost like we were the bridge between those two for the time that we were here.
On the 17th of March of every year, good and fun-loving people from many parts of the world celebrate St. Patrick's Day with pints and parades, music and mischief, and we celebrate with them. However, all of us at the St. Patrick's Centre, our staff, our friends, and our young ambassadors believe it is time for the people of the world to not only celebrate the day, but the man. And not just one day of the year, but every day of the year. We celebrate St. Patrick. We believe it is time to take his mercy and his mission and make them our own. Come, visit the St. Patrick Centre. Come, join our mission.